get started with, we don't make you guys have a math test. So we'll start with language. And what I might do every once in a while, so don't be nervous if I can't hear you, because I can mute everybody at once. And one thing we have to avoid, like we were, anybody who's moving something right there where the microphone is, it makes it really difficult. Who left? Somebody left. And I only have 10 now, so somebody's gone. No, I guess I got everybody. 1, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I'm missing people. I'm missing Nazar and Elijah, it looks like. Okay. Yes, ma'am. Who called my name? Okay. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get started. All right. So from your language yesterday, then, all right, you were to do the capitalization rule number 7. We did several of these already. Well, or am I confusing you with 6th grade? Okay, I think we did page 170, correct? All right. So let's go ahead and look at Think B there. All right, did I make this for points? You guys remember?
Think C was a quiz. Think C was a quiz.
That's right. That's right. Okay. I see it here right now. Okay. Here we go. For Think B, number 1, the and English should both be capitalized. Number 2, the, Gamaliel, and Jewish should be capitalized. Number 3, the, Dutch, New Netherlands should be capitalized. Number 4, was, Jamestown, Plymouth, English, America should all be capitalized. Number 5, I, Tuesday, June should be capitalized. Number 6, David, Livingston, Scottish, Africa should be capitalized. Number 7, Miss Kinney, please should be capitalized. Number 8, last, I, South should be capitalized. Number 9, the, Jefferson, Memorial, Washington, D.C. should all be capitalized. Now, if you remember yesterday, what did I tell you to use for capitalization? To show capitalization?
3 lines.
Yeah, 3 lines. 3 lines underneath of it, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Nathan.
Can you repeat 1 and 2?
Yeah, 1 is the English, and then 2 is the Gamaliel Jewish. All right. Any other questions? All right. So here we go. So this is for a quiz, and so each one is worth 10 points. So let's make sure that we check them carefully. All right. And it's if you get one that if you capitalize something that shouldn't have been, it's minus 5 points. All right. Here we go. Number 1, Indians, North America should all be capitalized. Number 2, Canada. Number 3, Bartholomew, Diaz, Cape, Good, Hope. Question, David.
So if we underline something that it wasn't, and then we didn't underline something that we had to, it's minus 10 points.
Minus 10 for the one, if it's supposed to be capitalized and you didn't, that's minus 10. If you capitalize something that shouldn't have been, minus 5.
So minus 15.
If you did one of each of those, yes. All right. All right, so let's see. You guys got a free 10 points there because there were only 9 things to correct. Elizabeth, what did you get? Elizabeth?
Minus 4.
Okay, thank you. And Alina?
Minus 0.
Yuri?
1. Minus 1.
Thank you. Nathan?
Minus half. So minus 5 points.
Okay. Tejas,
-0.
Angelica.
-1.
All right. Giselle?
-6.
So Giselle, what part did you miss on that? Because 6 is a lot. You shouldn't have missed that many. You only found 3 altogether?
No, I found some that weren't supposed to be capitalized.
Okay. Like which ones? Tell me which ones.
Like,
Oh, somebody's waiting to come in. Hold on. Okay, it's Elijah. He's coming in. Do you know which one? Which ones, Giselle?
on number 1, I capitalized English. in-
Number 1. Wait a minute. No, you're looking at the wrong thing. It's think C.
Oh, for things, I only got 4 wrong.
Okay, then that's different. Okay, so which ones did you miss on that?
I didn't capitalize on number 1, America, and number 3, I didn't capitalize Cape Good Hope.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. Yeah, that's basically a landmark or kind of a land thing. But other than that, yes, Yuri.
Would you repeat number 2?
Number 2, you said, or 10?
2.
I guess there isn't a 10. Yeah, 2. It should be just Canada. Hello, Elijah. You're a little bit late, but let me give you real quick, Elijah, the Think C. Do you have that with you?
Yeah.
Okay, here, I'm going to give you the answers real quick, and you can just, each one is worth 10 points, and if you if you capitalize something that wasn't supposed to be capitalized, it's -5. So, number 1, Indians, North America should be capitalized. Number 2, Canada. Number 3, Bartholomew Diaz, Cape Good Hope. So those are the things that should be underlined. Do you
Okay.
have any questions about anything? Bless you.
Thank you.
Any questions on that, Elijah?
No,
Okay, so how many did you miss?
I missed 1.
All right. All right, Schlock, what about you?
4.
4? Okay. Ella? Ella? Oh, Ella. David, how about you?
-2.
All right. Ella, can you repeat? I can hear your brother from in here, from here, Giselle.
Oof.
All right, so Ella, are you there? Somebody left again. Oh no. Oh, she's gone. She must have had a problem or something. Okay. All right. Well, we'll go back and go ahead to the next part here. So look at page 171. Capitalization rule number 6 of 7. Bless you. All right. So we're going to talk about capitalizing titles. Let's have David go ahead and start reading there at the top.
Capitalize the first and last words and all important words in the titles of books, magazines, poems, stories, plays, paintings, and other works of arts.
Okay. Go ahead and read the examples there, Giselle. Hi, Ella. Go ahead and read the examples, Giselle. We're on page 171 right now, Ella.
Okay.
Little Princess of National
Geographic.
Geographic. The charge of the Light Brigade. The ransom of Red Chief. Romeo and Juliet. The Last Supper.
Okay, so all those are different works of art. You have a book, magazine, poem, story, play, and painting. Now for, who left here? Somebody, oh, they're back. Okay, whoever it is. Somebody, so they may heard of the story of the ransom of Red Chief. Have you ever heard that? That's a story about the, sort of like the pioneer days in the West, in the pioneer days. Hi, how are you doing? That's not Victoria, that's, you're not Victoria, are you? Are you Victoria?
Mr. Jones.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So, hey, Ella, did you have a score for the bottom of 170 just while I'm thinking about it?
I had -1.
Okay, thank you. Put it in here. All right, somebody keeps going out and coming back in, but maybe it's just because of the, I think it's just showing up, how many are showing up, but nope, somebody did leave again. Okay, so the Ransom of Red Chief was a story about a boy who was the son of a couple in the, like a Western town, pioneer days, cowboy days, if you want to call it that. And these two men who were robbers kidnapped him. Now the family was pretty rich. They were pretty well-to-do. And they kidnapped him and they sent a ransom note for the kid. Well, the parents never responded to the crooks. And so the crooks, of course, they weren't murderers or killers. They didn't do anything bad to the kid, but they couldn't understand why the parents wouldn't pay the ransom. And until they were with the kid for a long time. And the kid was probably about 9, 10 years old, 10-year-old boy. And he got to the point where he was very basically uncontrollable. And the parents let the criminals bring him back only if the criminals paid them money to take the kid back. And so that was the story of the Ransom of Red Chief. Is a pretty good story, actually. I think it is anyway. I always enjoyed it. All right, so look closely. And Schlock, why don't you go ahead and read number 1 there?
In the titles of books, magazines, poems, and so on, do not capitalize articles a, and the, conjunctions, or prepositions, unless they are the first or last words in the title.
Okay. Let's see. Tejas, go ahead and read number 2. Just at least that first part.
Do not capitalize titles which show family relationship, mother, aunt.
You guys know what ETC means? It's etc. Continuing on, so relationships, etc. Yeah.
Etc. When they are preceded by a possessive such as my, your, Phil, unless they are part of a name.
Okay. Alina, why don't you read the first and second sample there?
I went horseback riding with my dad.
Keep going.
Dad is not capitalized because it is preceded by the possessive pronoun my.
Now, if you call your dad by that name, how many of you call your dad dad, or at least Ukrainian form of that word? Okay. So if you, what do you call for you? What's the Ukrainian or Indian? What do you call him? Papa or Papi?
Tato.
Tato. Tato. Yeah, I remember that was a common one. So, oh. Cell got logged out accidentally and she's coming back in.
Wait, Tejas, how do you know?
Huh?
All right. So what happened?
No.
How do you know?
Hello, Giselle. Welcome back. All right. So we're on page 171. We're on, look closely there on part 2. So it says dad's not capitalized. So Tato and Papi. How many of you call, what else besides Tato do you guys use?
Papa.
Papa, okay.
Así es.
Do any of you use dad at all?
Me.
Okay, all right. Nathan, you said, yeah. Angelica, what do you call your dad?
Tato.
Gato, okay. And then I used to just call my dad Dad. So yeah, that's a common name. I used to, when I was really young, I say really young, even until I was about 11 years old, maybe 12 years old, we used to call him my mommy and my daddy. And then my mom and dad told us, you know, you guys probably want to start calling us just dad and mom because that sounds too baby. And so we finally learned. So we stopped calling him my daddy and my mommy after that time. All right, second example there. Go ahead, Alina, read that second example.
Andy's dad is a preacher. Dad is not capitalized because it is preceded by the possessive noun Andy's.
Okay, so it's talking about his dad and in that position there. All right, Elijah, go ahead and read the next part there, that next example. Turn your, here, I unmuted you. Go ahead. Or I should have. There you go.
Other author Dorothy often visit us.
Okay, so in their case, Aunt Dorothy, Aunt is a part of her name. They call her Aunt Dorothy, and so that's why they capitalize it there. So, all right, number 3, Giselle, did I already have you read something? I did? Okay, so how about you, Ella? Go ahead and read number 3.
Capitalize a title when it is used instead of a name in a direct address. Good morning, Professor. How are your patients, Doctor? Would you help me, Dad?
Okay, so there you're talking about direct address. That means you're talking to them directly. You know exactly who they are, and that's the name you're using. Ella, why is it all red where you are? Oh, you muted yourself. Hold on a second. All right, go ahead.
Because there's like lights in the back. There's like
Oh,
lights.
interesting. Okay. All right. So that is basically what you're doing there. And so it says to rewrite the following sentences on notebook paper using careful capital letters. You don't need to rewrite the sentences. Use the 3 lines. Anytime we're doing capitalization, use the 3 lines. That is the normal method of proofreading marks that they call. In fact, go back in your books. I want you to go to page 2. Let's see if I can find it here really quickly. You guys have a writing thing here. I remember where it is. Maybe it's not in yours. Maybe it is. I don't remember. I'm trying to remember where it is. That's the problem. Okay, handbook of rules and definitions. I think might be part of it. That's not it either. I'll have to look it up some other time. But there is a thing. It's like a whole page. It has all the different proofreading marks. So if there was something wrong with a particular thing you're trying to correct, I want you guys to get used to using those instead of just doing different things. If you've noticed, when I've done my, I've done different things. Oh, here you go. David, you enjoy that.
What?
Hey, Jones.
Yeah, you can't see it?
Now we can.
Some of you got it, understood it. You could have said that you were testing it in class. Your virtual reality glasses that make you look like you're sleeping. Okay. All right. So you've seen where I've done things like this. Okay. Especially if you pay attention to your penmanship, assuming you actually do your penmanship. But for instance,
Neat. Neat.
So, teachers, your name is Yeet on your
Yeah,
camera.
your name is Neat.
Okay,
How'd
so
you do that?
sometimes when you guys have written, you've done something like this. This is too far apart or too close together. And so I'll use this type of thing to show that they're too far apart. I use that, the two wiggly lines, like an upside down, sort of like a parentheses, but on top and bottom. That means to bring them closer together. And then this, I may have made it too difficult to see. But where it says too close there, you're supposed to separate them, and so that's what that means. By the way, A-L-O-T is not a word. A lot is not a word. It's two words, a lot, okay? And so that's what you're supposed to be using. Oh, look at that. Somebody's coming in finally. Does Bob has
Cody
it?
Nazar.
Wait, Bob?
Hold on a second.
No,
This might be Pastor
Bob.
Frank, so you know who Bob is.
Bob, the
Bob.
builder. Can he
There.
see?
Memes beat sweaty.
Hey guys, quiet for a minute. Hey, who is this that just came in? Is that you, Nazar?
Send a text.
What's that?
I'll send a text.
You sent a
Say
text?
who's.
When did you
I'll
send it?
I'll send a message. Who's Bob?
To who?
I'll send a message to Bob and see who's.
Well, I'm going to remove them if they don't, because I don't know who that is. And they're not muted or anything, but I can't see them, and you guys can't see them, and I don't want them in our group if they're not actually a part of what we're doing. So who came in late here to the meeting? All right, well, I'm just going to remove them. Who is it? Who's named Bob?
Cage, I can see.
All right, well, I'm removing you, whoever you are.
Bob. You. Can you not just turn this camera off?
Why are you on the wrong side, Cages?
See if they answer.
Wrong side, Cages.
Yeah, it's the wrong side. Hey, it takes the other side. What do you do
All right,
this
looks
time?
like they
Baby
left.
Yoda.
Okay. Bob.
All right, so we'll go on from there. Anyway, continuing on with what we're doing, and so that would tell you to separate those words. They're connected together. Of course, I would do the same thing for to and close as well. So that's one of them. And then if you're supposed to capitalize, you put 3 lines under. Let me see who this is. Hold on,
Wait, Cages, how did you change your name in the meeting?
guys. Quiet for a moment. Hello. I don't know who that was.
But
Getting
you're
a lot of weird stuff. All right. You doing some sewing, David? Look like you have a thimble on your finger. I guess not.
Seriously, Cages? How do you change your name like that?
Let me
In
see.
the
Let's see
video.
what he said.
So look at number 1 there on Think, guys. Number 1.
Mid-tongue.
All right, number 1. What should be underlined there for the correct letters? Go ahead and fill them out yourself really quickly. Go ahead and fill it out just for number 1. All right, let me see if keep going. I'm looking for see if somebody
Cages, how do you change your name in the
Hey
meeting?
guys, let's not talk about these things right now. You can contact each other later about it. Okay? Just do the work that I asked you to do, please, really quickly. And I would appreciate if you don't put somebody else's name who's here in the group as your own name. That's not your name. Okay, Tejas, please.
Mhm.
So fix that. All right, so here we go. For number 1, you should have underlined Queen, Prince, Wales. Okay, not the of in Prince of Wales, just the Prince in Wales, because of is preposition. All right, does that make sense? Any questions about that?
So we just underline it, how it is?
3 underlines, 3 lines underneath. All right, Yuri, why don't you do number 2 on your own? Tell us what do you think should be capitalized on number 2?
When should be capitalized? And willows.
Okay, anybody disagree with him? Nobody? Sure?
I didn't hear him.
Oh, and listen a little more carefully. He said wind and willows. Wind and willows. Would anybody disagree? Okay, David?
The Wind Willows.
Yeah, the should also be because it's the title of the book. And you can tell it's a title because it's italicized. So that's part of the title of the book. And because it's the beginning of the title, it's underlined as well. All right, Elijah, how about number 3? You try that again. I couldn't hear you.
Distinct governor.
Yes, governor should be capitalized as well. All right, Angelica, how about number 4?
Mr. Jones?
The lady,
Okay,
tiger,
all right. Is that it?
and reading book.
No, reading book wouldn't be because it's not the actual title of it. It's just talking about like your generic reading book. So the lady and tiger, though, are correct. Yes, Yuri, I heard you, but you're interrupting. So don't just interrupt, please. Go ahead.
Would you repeat number 3?
3, governor was the answer.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Alina, you want to do number 5, please?
Senator?
Yeah, senator is the only thing that needs to be capitalized there. It's part of the name of Melvin Brown, okay? Number 6, Nathan.
If.
Yeah, if is the only thing that needs to be capitalized because that's the title of the poem. Let's go to Ella. Number 7.
President.
Yes, only president needs to be capitalized because it's part of Millard Fillmore. By the way, anytime you see the word president, it's talking about United States president, which, by the way, Millard Fillmore was one of the presidents. Anytime you have that, though, that is going to be capitalized automatically. If you know it's an American president, it's automatically capitalized, even if it doesn't have the name with it. Hey, David, can you stop moving, throwing stuff around? It's constantly making noise. I don't know if you realize it. You probably don't realize it, but I can tell because every time somebody's talking, that's the noise that comes around. And so, all right, so let's move on to Elizabeth. Can you do number 8? That's correct. Aunt is supposed to be capitalized. That's one of the direct addresses is Aunt Alice. All right. Now, number 9, we have what capitalized? Okay, Giselle, go ahead.
Pilgrim's Progress.
Yes, Pilgrim's Progress. All right. And then number 10, David.
10? General.
General should be capitalized as well. Okay, you guys get the idea. They're good. All right, and then capitalization rule number 7. Oh, wow. We're done all 7 of them. Look at that. Okay. Here we go.
Yay.
It says capitalized nouns referring to the Bible and nouns and pronouns referring to God. So Jehovah would be capitalized. The Lord Jesus Christ would be capitalized. Creator would be capitalized. You notice the pronoun thee. In thee, O Lord, do I put my trust. What is the Old English word thee today? What do we say instead of thee? Okay, go ahead, David.
You.
What's that?
You.
Yes, it's like you. Unto you, O God. And so that's the same thing. O Lord, do I put my trust. And then I forget, who was the Galaxy S10?
Alina?
Oh, that's right. Okay, thank you. Sorry, we lost you for a minute, Alina. And then it says God sent his son. So God and his son, his, of course, talking about God's son. Word and God, New Testament, Good Shepherd. All right. So I'm going to let you do the, hold on a second. Yeah, this is a lot of limit here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, something's not right. Something's missing here. Hold on a second. Oh, I see. Okay. All right. So on this page, in this page only, you are to do A, B, and C. It's not for points. Remember C, you've already done. Let's see how well you can do on that. If on C, we'll check it, but it's only going to count, letter C is only going to count as bonus. Does that make sense? Okay, so letter C will count as bonus. We will check it, but it's not for points, except for bonus for you. So make sure you do letter C correctly, okay? Or remember C there. All right, that is your assignment, page 172. Yes.
Could you tell me, because I couldn't hear
Yes.
anything.
Yeah.
You
You ready?
tell me what this again?
Yes, I will. Just hold on. Okay, you
Yeah.
ready? Okay, so your assignment is page 172. Remember, C is extra credit. Does
Okay.
that make sense?
Yes.
So it'll be extra credit. We're going to check it. It's not for actual points. Like, we're not counting it against you. It can only count for you. Okay?
So you don't have to do it.
Correct. Yeah. So, no, you have to do it. Yes, you have to do it. It is assigned to you.
Oh.
What I'm saying is yes, you have to do it. Really, is it going to take you that long?
No.
You're just looking for any amount of time you can go back to your video games, huh? Mrs. Jones was talking to a particular student that she has in the junior senior high. And that student was saying, Mrs. Jones, I think I'm addicted to video games. And she says, I can't stop playing them. And she says, well, yeah, that's what an addiction is. You can't stop doing it. And so that is a good description. And so Schlock, if you are in that situation, they do have something called Video Games Anonymous that you can go to. No, I'm just joking. They don't really have that. But addictions mean that you're putting those things in place of other things that are more important. And so you got to be careful not to let those control you. Tejas, his mom helps control him. I think your mom probably needs to help control you, because I know there were some assignments you didn't turn in last week that you're supposed to have, and that's probably because you're not getting everything. And maybe you are now, and that's fine. And by the way, for anybody in here, make sure you work on, don't say, oh, I've got to get all my missing assignments done first. No, do the assignments currently first, then spend a little bit of extra time doing missing assignments afterward, okay? Don't get yourself further behind by doing the missing assignments and then not doing the regular assignments. All right, so make sure you keep up with everything. Also, let's see, 1, 2, I've only had 3 people, except for I just got Pages, I think. But so that makes 4 people in 5th grade, maybe 5, that had their spelling pretest done. Hold on. Do not, quiet, please. Let me finish, please. Okay. Do not do the regular test until you do the spelling pretest and you send it to me. Okay. If you send it to me, I will check it. I will get right back to you on it. but do not send it to me otherwise. I mean, the regular test. Don't send me the regular test because I'm not going to count it until you do the pre-test. Do the trial test. You have to do trial. You should be doing all the stuff every day. Quiz 11C. You see how many people have done quiz 11C from science? 4 people have done quiz 11C. Sorry, 11A. 11A was assigned to you 2 weeks ago or last week. And 11C, I think that was the one from yesterday. 2 people have done 11C. That's it. Now you may have done it, but quizzes, send pictures of quizzes to me, please. Okay, you can still use the Skype account to do that. Okay, I still have Skype open. All you have to do is do it in a chat. Send it to me in a chat. All right, if you wanted to talk to me on Skype, you can still do that as well. Just ring it. It'll ring on my computer and on my phone. I have my phone with me pretty much all the time. And it'll ring to me, and I will get the information. You can ask me questions that you need to ask me at that time. Yes, Yuri.
I did my trial test, but I didn't. Yes.
Okay, yes, I understand that, Yuri. However, what did I just say? I need you to send it to me. I can't check it if you don't send it to me. All right, so did anybody else do their trial test that I haven't sent back information besides Stages?
B.
Did yours?
Mr. Jones, I sent it to you
When?
yesterday, and you graded it.
Oh, I did grade it?
Yeah.
Yeah, then why are you telling me? If you know I've graded it, I'm looking. I didn't have you grade in here. What did I tell you? Oh, that you needed to do it still, right? Yeah, okay. Because you missed many, right? Yeah, I knew that I knew there were more that had done it, but I'm not talking about the ones who sent it to me, but still only about 4 or 5 people from 5th grade have done that. So that's the idea, that we want to make sure that we are taken care of at that time, okay? Make sure those things are done each day. Guys, don't let yourselves get behind. This is only week 2 of the 4th quarter. But already there are some people that have probably about 15, 20 assignments that they haven't done yet. All right, and it's only the 2nd week. And make sure that any tests for this week go in your envelope for this next week, like your math test for today, okay? Any questions in about anything?
No.
That's all I have, so unless you have something else, we'll go ahead and end the meeting. I'll put the recording. Yes.
So the assignment is 172 B and C.
A, B, well, we did A together, yeah. No, we didn't do A together, did we?
No.
No, so A, B, and C.
We did think
Okay.
on the other side.
Yeah, we did it on the other page, on page 171. So. All right, any other questions?
Mm-mm.
That's it. Guys, have a good weekend.
You too.
All right, bye.
Hi.